Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah Brenneman, and I'm here to show you the Hamilton County Park Finder, which is a web map to help the public find and visit parks. I'll also show you the process for editing and maintaining the data that's used in the Park Finder. So there's three different groups that will be involved in this process. The first is the citizens, and then there's also the municipalities and the county. So we'll talk about the citizen view first. So the citizen view is the park finder itself. The citizens using the park finder can filter parks based on amenities. They can find their current location in the map. They can pan and zoom in the map. They can see park details. They can search and they can filter. So let's take a look at what this looks like for a citizen. So now you're seeing my phone, and I'm going to open the Park Finder, and this is just a website, and I have it saved as a bookmark in my phone to make it easier to access. But it's not its own app. It doesn't need to be downloaded in the App Store. It's just a website that you can use on any browser. Here I'm using Safari. So here's what the Park Finder looks like when you first open it up. So I want you to imagine that I'm a college student. I'm home for the summer and I'm looking for a place to play pickleball with my friends. So what I can do is first click the My Location button, which is in the bottom right, to see, and I'll allow my location, and now the map will zoom to where I'm located right now. So I'll zoom out, and you can see that I unfortunately am not located in Hamilton County right now because I'm not a college student home for the summer. I'm a college student away. So, but we can just imagine that for someone using this application, the location button could be helpful if they're located in Hamilton County to help them see which parks are closest to them. So we'll go back to the map, and what I can do is click around on different parks, see some information about each of the parks. So I'll show you how that works now. So I'll start by zooming in, and then I might click on Morris Park and Beach. And so I can see some information about Morris Park and Beach. I can see the name. I can see how to get directions there by using this link. So that'll route me there. Unfortunately, it's quite a drive for me right now. Where it's located and who owns it. And who owns it is also shown by this squirrel icon, Hamilton County. So a description about the park, an image of the park, and then a big long list of amenities that the park has. So I can just exit out of this and return back to the map. So now let's say I want to filter to find parks that have pickleball. So what I can do is click sports at the bottom, drag it up, turn on the pickleball toggle, and then I can click this X at the top right and zoom out so I can see all of the parks. And I can see 3 parks right now that do indeed have pickleball. So then I can click around, see some information about each of these parks, and maybe decide which one I want to go to. So if I was home right now, Forest Park would be the closest to me. So I'll just click on Forest Park, and then I'll get directions there. Unfortunately, it is an hour and 20 minutes away. But yeah, so that's how I would use it from the mobile view. So now I'd like you to imagine that I'm no longer a college student. I am a parent at the end of my workday, and I'm using the Park Finder on my desktop on my computer. So when you first open the Park Finder on the computer, this is what it looks like. It's a little bit different than the view on the phone, although it has a lot of the same characteristics. We can see the map right here. We can see some categories for filtering, and then we also see a description pane on the right. So this is different from the mobile view where you had to click on each park. Now you're seeing a description without having to click on anything. Okay, so let's say I'm looking for a nature preserve. So I can start by searching PRES in the search bar, and now we can see some different nature preserve options. So I might click on one, let's say Three Forks. The map will zoom me to Three Forks Preserve, and then the information will show up on the right hand side. So I can see that Three Forks Preserve is not yet open to the public, so I'll just choose a different one. I'll start to search preserve again, see my 4 options for preserves, and then I'll click on Rookery Preserve. So I'm not seeing any notices here that it's not open to the public. So I want to learn more about this park and look around. I can see some amenities, there's an observation deck and some green space, but we can get some more information by clicking on this base map button right here and then clicking to most recent imagery base map. So here we can see Rookery Preserve, and we can see that there's a creek that runs through, and I can see exactly where the parking lot is, where I would need to drive to get there. And so some information that we can get from seeing a bird's eye view of the park can be helpful for the public when knowing what the park has to offer, where they should drive to, etc. One last thing I wanted to show you was this new branding that we have on the left-hand side. So this shows all of the organizations whose parks are in this map. I can just click on this and then just see a little description that shows the collaboration effort that was put together for this map to be created. So I'll just click off of that right now, and we'll talk about the municipality view. So the municipalities are in charge of updating their parks and adding park information. So they do that using an editor. So each municipality will have their own editor that has their own parks that they can edit. So I'll just open it right here. We're looking right now at the Noblesville Parks editor. And so we have our logo right here, we have a search bar, we have a table, and then we have an editor pane. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the logo to find the most recent information about Noblesville Parks. And I can use this information to help me when editing my own parks. So I'll just click on Noblesville, and then this will lead me to the Noblesville Parks page, which I should be very familiar with if I'm working for Noblesville. So I'll go to Parks and Trails, and then one thing that I noticed when we were doing that pickleball filter earlier is that Finch Creek Park was not in the map. So what we need to do is add Finch Creek Park using the editor. So I'll click on Finch Creek Park, and I can see some information here about Finch Creek Park. So I can see the address here, and the first thing I'm going to do is just copy over the address. And then I'm going to paste that into this search bar right here. And that'll take us right to where this park is supposed to be. Now, to get some more detailed information about exactly where we should place this point, I'll turn on the imagery. And I can see Finch Creek Park right here. And to create a feature, I'll go under Create Features, click on Parks, and then I'll just drag my cursor to where I want to place the point. So right here, I'll probably want people to drive to about here since it's in the parking lot, make it easier for their navigation. So I'll just click right here, and now we've placed a point. So once you place a point, we have a form over here on the left that you can fill out. So I'll just enter some basic information about Finch Creek Park. So it's Finch Creek. And then I can go find all of this information I need to fill out here using this web page. So a lot of this information is already here, and it just needs to be entered in. So opened in 2020. I can go back to the editor. It was established in 2020. The park owner I know is Noblesville. It's in the city of Noblesville. I don't know trail mileage, so I'll just leave that blank. We do know the website. I can just copy and paste that website right here. We don't need a notice, a description. I might copy this right here and paste. Now I can click this amenities drop down, and I can turn on some of the amenities that I know this park has. So for example, restrooms, playground, shelters. I know that it has pickleball, it has basketball, So that's just a few of them that I know it has. If we're going to be more in detail, I'd probably turn on a few more of these toggles, but we can always go back later and add more or take some away. So I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom and I can add an attachment. So I'll click add, select a file, click this Finch Creek image that I have, open it up, and click add. So now we have all the information in here that we need, and the last thing I need to do is just click create here. And now we have Finch Creek is created on our map. And this will immediately be changed in the Park Finder that the public is viewing. So now let's go to Forest Park. So I can search for Forest Park in the table, just like you can search for Forest Park up here in this search bar. Now we're seeing Forest Park. I'll click on it, and then I'll pan the map there. Right, so now we're seeing Forest Park, and let's say that I need to put in a notice that the pool is going to be closed after a certain date. So notices are good for information that the public needs to know about amenity closures, certain events that'll be going on, maybe some parking information. This is usually time-sensitive information, and it's information that people need to know before they go to the park. For example, one that we saw previously was that Three Forks Preserve is not yet open to the public. So that's really an essential piece of information for someone using the Park Finder to know before they go there. So for the notice, I'll say pool close after 9/6, and then it can just be as easy as that. I'll click update, and now we can click on the View Park Finder button and see these edits that we've made in the Park Finder that the public will be using. So first, I'll turn on this pickleball filter. Parks have pickleball, and now there are 4 instead of 3, so that's definitely a good sign. I'll click over here where we place Finch Creek, and now we can see Finch Creek Park with all this information that we just entered. Right, we can also check out Forest Park and see if those changes were made, and now we can see this notice that we just entered, pool closes after 9/6. So that's how you can immediately change information in the Park Finder using the Noblesville Park editor. And these editors will be the same for whatever organization you are with, whatever municipality you're with one difference being the Hamilton County editor, which I'll show you right now. So we're going to talk about the county view next. And the only difference is that the county view can edit all of the parks. So this can make it easy for us for Hamilton County to make the changes that we need to. However, it can be difficult when you have all of these parks and you only want to focus on the ones that you own. So we'll just click the Owned by Hamilton County toggle, and now we're just seeing the ones owned by Hamilton County Parks. To kind of narrow it down, these are the ones that Hamilton County has the responsibility to update. So one thing I noticed before when I was looking at Rookery Preserve is the location of the points. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll search for Rookery Preserve here. It will zoom the map there. I'll turn on the imagery like I did before. And so the thing I noticed is that this point is located right in the center of the park instead of where we want people to drive to. So when people click the Get Directions link, it will route them to this exact point. And so it's most helpful to have these points near the entrances and where we want people to drive to. So to fix this, I'm just going to hover over, and I can see my cursor turned into a move icon. And then I'll just click and drag the park to where I want it to go, right in the parking lot. And then finally, I'm just going to click update right here. Now this change is made. We can view it in the Park Finder. I'll just search for Rookery Preserve. And now we can see this point is by the parking lot on the bottom right. So that'll be a lot more helpful for this get directions link right here. It'll route them exactly to that point. So when you're editing your parks, just keep that in mind and try to put your points where you want people to drive to. I want to show you the last button in the editor that we haven't talked about, which is this how to use this editor button. So if you ever need any help, you can click on this button, and this just opens a web page that explains how the editor works. What is the Park Finder? You can use the Park Finder within this website if you would like. We can get some descriptions about fields, some information about editing amenities, how we can access the editor, different ways to access the editor, and then how to use the editor. So all this information can be really helpful. It'll be a way for you to look back if you ever forget anything that you're hearing me say right now. Also, if you have a new employee who you want to take over some responsibilities of updating the Park Finder, you can just show them this web page, and that will help them get started without needing too much guidance. All right. So I encourage you all to use this QR code and try out the Park Finder. Test it out, test out your editors, and have some fun. So thank you for watching, and hope you have a great day.